Okay, welcome to topic 2-3, and this is in your book, and it is on page 54. So if you want to look at your book, it's on page 54 in your book, and this is volume A. This is your volume A book, by the way. And today we're going to be looking at using models to add decimals. So if I look at decimals, we're going to be adding decimals this week. So here's how we use place value blocks to add decimals. And so when we're dealing with decimals, these are normally tens, but today we're going to look at them as being tenths, right? And so we're changing our mindset and knowing that these place value blocks, in the old days we called them tens. Right now we're going to call them tenths. Okay? And these little ones blocks that used to be ones, now those are going to be our hundredths, right? Okay, so we're taking, these are technically part of one whole. And then here, this whole block here, if I filled in a whole block, that would be one. That would be our one whole, right? Okay, so if I use place value blocks to model this, you can see 85 hundredths or 85 cents here because we're using dollars. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our 8 tenths, right? And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. Over here, I have 40 cents, or the 4 is in the tenths place, so I have 4 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So then, when I'm adding, you want to group you're going to group your tenths together and your hundredths together. And then we might need to regroup, so let's find out. So if I had 8 tenths, and I know they showed it over here, but I'm going to go ahead and show you down here how you would do that. Here's my 8 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have to add on, because right now I'm looking at my tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, remember how many tenths are going to make one whole? Well, just like because we're talking about base 10, if I put 10 tenths together, right, if I fill up this whole thing with tenths, it's going to equal one whole. So I'm going to count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I group those together, that becomes one whole, which equals 1, right? So now if I'm going to write this as a decimal, I have one whole decimal. Do I have any tenths? I have 2 tenths. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths. Okay, and again, you can see over here, that's exactly what they did. Okay, they took it and they grouped it together, and I get $1.25. Now, if you're talking about money, remember that the tenths are really what? Dimes, right? 10 cents is a dime, and your hundredths would be your pennies. Okay, let's do another one of those using place value, and then I'm going to show you the super shortcut way to do it. Okay, so now let's do another one with place value blocks. So let's say now I'm going to add, let's go ahead and do my microwave oven, which is $3.57, and I'm going to do it down here. Actually, I'm going to get a new piece of paper just so you can see. So here's my $3.57, and I'm going to add to that a ceiling light for 89 cents. Okay, so again, let's do each of these in place value blocks and then add them together. So I've got 3 holes, 1, 2, 3, and actually $3, I mean, right? These are my dollars, those are my ones, right? I have 5 tenths, because I have the 5 is in the tenths place. So I'm going to do those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 7 in the hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now let's go ahead and do my 89. So I'm going to sort of group these together so that you can sort of see them together. So how many tenths. I have no 1, so nothing's going to be here. But I do have 8 tenths, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many hundredths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so just like when we're regularly regrouping, we want to put these into groups of tens. So I know I have 7 here. So I'm going to 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to put those together, and that's a 10. So I'm going to group those over here and add it to this column. Okay, so I took away 10 of those. Let's see how many I have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 left. Okay, and then those are my hundredths. So again, if you're thinking decimals, we've got tenths, hundredths. There's my decimal point, and then we have our whole number, right? So I know the 6 is going to be in the hundredths place because I have 6 hundredths left. Now let's group our tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I get 10, and I'll double check, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I made a mistake there because I have too many 10s in there. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice how you should always double check your work. Okay, so I have 10 there. So if I have 10 tenths, I'm going to change those over. I'm going to cross them out, put it over here, and add another whole. Right? Okay. So now, how many tenths do I have left? I have 1 here. 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 tenths left, and that could go in my tenths place. And then how many wholes? 1, 2, 3, 4. And my total would be $4.46. Now that's one way to do these problems, and that's, again, it's good to conceptualize and visualize what's happening when we're adding. But now I'm going to show you the super simple, easy way to do it, which is to line up the decimal points. Just like whenever we're adding, we want to line up the decimal points. So I'm going to take my $3.57 and I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to put my 89, and I'm lining up the decimal because that makes my places line up, right? Because you have to add the places together. Hundredths plus hundredths, tenths plus tenths, ones plus ones. There's no ones here, right? Okay, so 7 plus 9 is 16. I put my 6 down, I carry my tenth, right? Which is what we did down here, right? That's what we did. We grouped it together, we carried the tenth. Then I'm going to add my tenths column, and I have 13 plus 1 is 14, so I had 14 tenths. I put my 4 down, which is what we did, and I regrouped 1 over, which is what I did, and I get 1 plus 3 is 4, and I get $4.46. So again, that's how I add decimals, again, using the model and then using this way. Again, easier way is to line up the decimal point. In fact, I'll show you here on this one more chance. You can see if I have 85 hundredths plus 40 hundredths, I add the hundredths column and I get 5, which is what I got. 4 plus 8 tenths plus 4 tenths is 12 tenths. I put the 2 down. I regroup my whole and I get $1.25, which is what I got. So again, the place value is just for you to visualize what's happening, but when you're doing the assignment today, if you just want to put them together and line up the decimal point, can you do that? Yes. Okay, thanks for watching.